Michaela Vernava for NESN.com at Gillette Stadium alongside Doug Kyde, our Patriots beat writer, and Rich Campbell, Bears beat writer for the Chicago Tribune. Guys, the final Bears-Patriots joint practice just wrapped up ahead of their game tomorrow night. What will we be seeing from Alshon Jeffery and Malcolm Butler?
Hopefully more of the same from what we saw out in these three practices. Those matchups between the two of them were excellent. You saw Alshon with a couple of really nice back shoulder catches against Malcolm Butler. That's his forte. I mean, that's what he and Jay Cutler really have together. You also see the physicality that Malcolm Butler brings, his ability to shadow and mirror. It should be really interesting as Jeffrey tries to impose that bigger body on him.
What do you think we'll see from Malcolm Butler?
Yeah, it's definitely a different matchup this week for Malcolm Butler. Last week he faced off against Brandon Cooks, and I'd say that for the most part, Jeffrey probably got the best of Butler this week, but it was definitely a close matchup, and I think that Butler is usually a bit of a gamer, so he might get the advantage here during the game, but it'll definitely be interesting to see that matchup, and it's great practice for Butler because he's going to be going up against those number one receivers all season.
And we've certainly seen the intensity out here this week. A little bit of bad blood between these two teams, maybe. What do you make of the Jay Cutler, Martellus Bennett situation?
Well, it didn't end well in Chicago, and coming from there to here, we were very interested to hear from Martellus. Obviously, he decided not to speak to us this week, and thought that was a weak move. I mean, really, to call the quarterback out in a pot shot in a magazine and then not really to own the comment. Hey, that's what you get with Marty sometimes, and I don't think those guys cross paths this week, and it'll stay at that, right? I mean, Jay will get on the field with his offense on Thursday night, and they'll do their thing. Martellus can do the same thing as he works in for Rob Gronkowski, and it'll be really interesting to follow from Chicago, at least, how this one-year hitch ends up in New England for Martellus.
Do you think we'll see a little extra fire from Martellus going against his former team?
Perhaps. It will kind of be interesting to see how these teams do come out for the preseason game because Patriots don't fight a lot in practice, so this was definitely very strange to see it during the joint practices here with the Bears. And I don't know if we'll see a little bit of scraps during the game. It would definitely be interesting to see if we did, but I don't know. I don't know what to make of Bennett. I don't really have a great read on him yet, but like you said, it was a little weird they didn't talk this week. It might have been more of a team-issued thing than a Martellus Bennett-issued thing. He seems to like speaking from what we've seen so far, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Obviously him and Cutler won't be sharing the field, but I've heard that he and Lamar Houston have a long-standing beef, so it'll be fun to see those guys face off on the field.
Well, in addition to bad blood, we also have some brotherly love out there. What do you think we'll see from Chris and Kyle Long?
It was cool to see those two guys face each other in practice, and Kyle, for the Patriots fans who don't know, he's the best player on the Bears. He's a three-time Pro Bowler. Each of his seasons in the NFL, he's made the Pro Bowl, and he has said he had never physically engaged Chris in a football situation before, not even training, not even just messing around, and he said he thought Chris felt strong, and that's a really good sign for the Patriots that maybe they have a player, a guy with a pedigree who has been so good for so long with the St. Louis Rams, now to be here. It'll be fun to watch those guys go against each other because of their familiarity and intensity.
And what does Chris need to prove out there tomorrow night?
Well, he had a great first preseason game. He's had a great training camp for the Patriots. He had a couple down seasons there for the Rams, but it looks like he's healthy now, and that's really the most important thing for Long. And I think they might try to move him around a little bit. We might actually see him going up against his brother, Kyle Long. They've tried him rushing from the inside a little bit. We'll see if that sticks. We'll see how he does on the edge, rushing from inside. But no, it's an important game for him because that's a really deep pass rushing group for the Patriots. So he kind of needs this time to carve out a role there on the defense.
All right, thanks so much, guys. Make sure to keep it on NESN.com for all your Patriots news and head over to the Chicago Tribune for all your Bears news.